Let's get to it. So on this lesson, I want to put an emphasis on how to properly draw trend lines. Right? So if you guys remember quite well, we did speak about this trade a couple of lessons back. And we did say that we're expecting that the market is going to go to 1.1 and eventually at least head to 1.1450, right? So this is the movement right now. Quite happy of the progress, honestly. Beautiful move. You can see how these levels are so accurate. At the end of the course, you will be given the levels of all these pairs that I watch, so don't worry about getting the levels accurately. But for now, just keep on practicing, right? So I'm gonna select here. You can see how this played out nicely as well. Beautiful movements. I did say that 1.7 was my general anticipated target. I'm quite happy, very happy of how the chart's actually setting out nicely, honestly. So let's get to it. So this lesson is directly meant to teach you how to draw trend lines properly. So trend lines assist us with trend directional bias, but trend lines are not the main thing. I need you to get this right. Trend lines are not the main thing, but trend lines do help us understand where the market can potentially go next. So on your trading, do not depend on a trend line to know where the market is going. I need to stress this. Do not depend on a trend line, but look at market structure and observe how the market is moving so that you can be able to get the next possible move. Because sometimes you get fake out of trend lines, you get everything. So I will draw a scenario, right? Suppose you have this trend line, right, and the market is bouncing off of this level, pushes up, comes back down, pushes up, comes back down, pushes up, comes back down, pushes up, breaks the trend line. If it does this, most of you guys would start looking at selling. This is wrong. This is incorrect. Let me show you why. The market can break a trend line to come back and retest this level, and from here see a drastic push to the upside, breaking that previous high. This happens. You would find that the market comes to give you that level, bottom one, bottom two, before it actually pushes up. So it's important that you don't depend on trend lines for you to trade. Look at the structure, observe how the market is forming. Do not just sell because you see the market breaking a trend line. If we come back to this high and we fail to break past that high, we give you a clean reversal pattern on that level, then we drop. This would qualify to be a clean head and shoulder pattern, which is quite a safe entry before you can actually start selling. Do not just sell because you see a breakout of a trend line. Do not do that. Please don't do it. Do not do it. I can even prove it to you right now because I know some people are probably thinking, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me just prove it to you right now. I can prove it to you right now. I've been trading long enough. I know what I'm talking about. Look at this. Please look at that, right? Trendline breakout, someone sold there today. Chout them. Look at that. Close above the trend line, came back because they came to test this low. When they broke out, they came to test this low, probably to get much strength to even break past that high before we can actually see any moves. They had to come back, regain strength, and then push up. So do not just sell because you see a trend line. Please do not do that. I am begging you, do not do that, because this can be your worst enemy. Someone sold, honestly, like as soon as they saw that trend line touch, they started selling. So my method, my rules, please listen to what I'm saying. Please, I'm begging you. This H4 candle can close above the trend line, giving us confirmation that we are still trading. Actually, this is where the trend line is. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Beautiful, absolutely phenomenal. If you look at that wick, we did place the trend line at the tip of the wick. Let me just remove that tip of the wick. Absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. We're currently trading above the trend line, so do not depend on trend lines. That's why, like, you won't see my charts bombarded with trend lines the whole time. I just use trend lines to help me kind of like understand where the market can potentially go next. So it's important that you get that into your skull, get that into your head, that you're not really depending on trend lines to get the next direction of bias. Let's get to it. So trend lines, this is how you draw trend lines. From the first wick, second wick, everything else falls into place, all right? So first and second wick, we use wicks to draw trend lines. We don't use candles, we use wicks. I'm going to be demonstrating how to draw trend lines from this level, from this market here. If you were drawing a trend line on this market, you would use this level, that wick at the top, and the second highest wick that you have. So obviously someone else might say it's this level, but please use your mind when you're drawing. Make sure that whatever level you're drawing is logical. So someone else would have drawn this. I'm going to show you. This doesn't make any sense in the world. Doesn't make any sense. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Would you rather draw a trend line there or a trend line here? Trend line makes a lot of sense. Look at that. Beautiful trend line. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Someone would have honestly like done this, which doesn't make sense still. Look at that. This is a beautiful trend line. The reason why we didn't get there is because we have got a previous level that has been respected. What is happening? So we have got a previous level that got respected. That whole level got respected. You have got the market trending down. Previous support level, breakout, retest. Beautiful reason for you to go short. There is no reason why you wouldn't go short here. The market came, shied a couple of pips away from the trend line, tested the support level. From here, boom, it dropped beautifully. Drawing a trend line on this market, do not do this, right? Do not do this. Someone might have done this, which is absolutely insane. But if you look at this, this trend line makes better sense. First wick, second wick over there, market came to spike on the third time, break out from here, retested, they went down, right? So this is how to draw trend lines. Again, let's do an exercise with this level. Trend line, that level, and that level, right? Do not use this level. Doesn't make sense. Do not use this wick. Use that wick. Makes beautiful, pure sense. Let's draw a trend line here again. From this level, second wick, this is how this trend line would have worked, honestly. And when the market gets here, you can actually modify your trend line. Use that second wick to actually have a clean line that accommodates the markets. Obviously, if you're drawing the trend line from here, this market wouldn't have existed and you would have gotten an entry there. Look at this. Major key level, trend line bounce, more reasons to what? To go long at this level. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't go long here. So you would have bought there. Beautiful move to the upside. On these cases, there's cases like these. You'd find that you draw a trend line like that and it doesn't make sense and you do everything. Sometimes you don't have to take up that wick at the top. You can actually start drawing your trend lines from there. Put it there. From this wick to that wick, look at that beautiful breakout, moving average confirmation retested. You would have gotten long here. Again, there's a previous level of resistance that got broken. Resistance broken, trend line broken, retested that level, retested moving averages crossed over here, multiple confirmations to what? To go long. This would have been a beautiful trade to the upside, right? Beautiful trade to the upside. Looking at this market as well, do not force to take that wick. If you take up that wick at the top, what are you doing? Look at that. What are you doing? Doesn't make any sense. You would rather take this wick right here, the most recent wick, take it to the second trend line. Obviously, before the market forms there, you would have had that. And when the market moves and spikes through that trend line, comes back below, you modify your trend line and you drag it to the right. Look at that. First touch, second touch, breakout, retest, beautiful confirmation, retested, beautiful move to the upside. This is how you can use trend lines. This is how you can honestly use trend lines. Even here, you cannot say you're drawing a trend line from this level to that level. Doesn't make any sense. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at that. Beautiful touch, second touch, breakout, retest. You've got multiple highs. The market literally gave you a beautiful entry. 1, 2, 3 pull top, drops. Beautiful, beautiful move. Beautiful move. This is how we draw trend lines, guys. You use wicks. The first and the second wick would be great to actually use for your trend lines. And even here, so on this market, right, we have got now a new formed trend line. We cannot take this wick. Let's see. Actually, it does work beautifully. Look at that. Works perfectly. We've got a beautiful trend line. First bounce, second bounce, third bounce. Market came to spike through that trend line, and the market is just rallying nicely to the upside. This is the new trend line that we have. This is the new trend line that we have. Obviously, on an upward trend, there will be moves where the market is going against the trend. So if we're trending up, then the market can give you like counter trend moves. Counter trend moves would be moves that are obviously going the opposite direction of that trend. So let me just make an example here. So if you can see this, you've got that wick at the bottom, and then you can draw maybe that trend line, first and second wick, and then the market pushes up, gives you a counter trend move. You can also find entries by drawing that counter trend move, because the market tends to give you counter trend moves. Go to the M30. Look at how beautiful this counter trend line actually is. So you can actually zoom into smaller time frames to draw these counter trend lines to help you get trades, because obviously when the market breaks the counter trend line, then it actually gives you more opportunities to enter. So look at that counter trend line breakout, retested, support level held. You would have gotten in at the support level for buy. Counter trend line move, draw a trend line, a counter trend line, and you can actually find beautiful entries. I'm going to try and do this exercise until you guys actually understand what I mean. And this downward move market gives you a counter trend. Look at that. You would have drawn a counter trend line. Again, using wicks. First wick, second wick. Look at that. First, second, counter trend move, breakout, retest. This would have been your entry to the downside. Beautiful move again. Counter trend move, first wick, second wick. Look at that. Breakout, retest, beautiful move to the downside. You can do this, guys. Like, just keep on practicing these things. Very, very, very easy moves. So obviously you can see that this is a clean bullish run. So you can see that this is a clean bullish move. Bullish moves, you draw a counter trend line as well. You wait for a breakout. You can actually start executing. First wick, second wick, breakout, you would have gotten an entry there. Counter trend move as well. You can actually do this thing the whole day, guys. Literally. Fake out, what did I say about fake outs? Adjust trend lines and you wait for breakout. Adjust trend lines, first and second wick, breakout, retest, got that entry to the upside. So these are like safe ways of actually trading. So I'm giving you all the tools, guys, you need to actually understand how to get trading possibilities. Everything basically that I know, everything that I've learned, everything that I've discovered, I'm giving it to you. First touch, second touch, breakout, retest on that candle, drops. You can see counter trend line breakout, retest, drop. You can actually see these things, guys. You can see that, like, so you must just like use a whole lot of experience, a whole lot of exploring the charts, a whole lot of time given to yourself and the charts to actually learn these moves, even on this move, right? Even on this move, this would have been difficult to find because obviously there's no pause on this whole push to the downside, but the market came and rested on a previous resistance level, breakout, retest, get that entry. There's no way you would have missed that. You can do this on all charts, different charts, counter trend move. You can see how this would have beautifully played out as well. Take that wick, first wick, second wick. Look at how the market broke out and came back to retest before it actually went down. Look at that first wick. Honestly, guys, if you do this, there's no ways you're not gonna win. Look at that breakout. Your entry would have been here. Moving average crossover, breakout of the trend line, came back to retest on smaller time frames, entry. You would have been able to catch that beautifully, even beautifully. There's no ways. Look at that. So this is how I actually called out this trade. Actually called it out there at resistance once it broke out here, even called it out again on the 3420 with Dr. Martin. I did give out this sell, people 8 to 1.4. First target was hit and the market started ranging, started going back up. Look at that. Look at that. You've got a counter trend as well. Look at that. Counter trend line broken, retested that level of resistance. From there, drop, went back up. You can actually draw a counter trend as well. Guys, you can keep on doing these things the whole time. Look at that. Counter trend line broken, market drops. Counter trend line broken, market drops. Counter trend line broken, market drops. If you can identify what is happening here, then you can actually get like a proper move. But for now, market is just moving sideways. You can see this is a clearly ranging market. Very clean range. This is a very clean range. Ranges, that's a clean range. The market is moving sideways. From here, you just wait for a break below and a retest, then you can actually take that trade to the downside. I hope you guys actually enjoyed this lesson. This is how we draw trend lines, and I hope you guys actually get to understand everything, and I will see you on the next lesson.